Face reveal at 400K. Subscribe. Alright, so I was sick for a week and YouTube decided to change their entire UI. They got rid of the button that allowed you to sort YouTubers' videos from oldest to newest. You got two options now: popular or recently uploaded. They had a useful tool built into their website and then just got rid of it for no reason. That makes no sense. Why would they do that? Oh, and then of course the lovely new YouTube handle underneath the name. Like, that's not atrocious to look at all. Obviously, I love doing YouTube and I love the YouTube website and everything like that, but they just randomly drop these changes every now and then that incrementally decrease the quality of the website, and I just don't get why. Anyways, while I've been sick in bed and not doing much, Elon Musk has been doing a whole lot. He's been doing a lot of changes over at twitter.com, and I've been kind of following Twitter very closely recently because I've been really trying to see what Elon's going to do with the platform. I'm interested to see if he's going to improve it or if it's going to be like a huge absolute disaster. And so far the response that I've gauged from the public as to the Elon Twitter takeover is pretty mixed. I've seen a lot of people verbally express that they're unhappy with how Elon's been running Twitter so far. A lot of people don't like the fact that you can now pay $8 for a verified checkmark next to your name, and while I've seen people complain about that, I've also seen a lot of people buying the checkmark for $8, so I guess, you know, some people are enjoying the changes he's made, some people aren't, whatever. The biggest thing that I was looking forward to after Elon Musk officially acquired Twitter was for him to reinstate formerly banned accounts. Like, I've had a Twitter account since 2016, which is kind of a long time ago now at this point, but I've been on the platform long enough to see people with huge followings just get banned and, like, Thanos snapped off the platform just because they said one thing that was controversial or one thing that may have violated the terms of service, and I don't really support that, even if it makes sense by the book. My personal belief is that you should really have to make, like, a drastic mistake in order to be, like, you know, banned off of a platform. Like, EDP is a great example. That man got caught absolutely trying to, well, let's say, see a minor, and that's something so reprehensible that I completely support him losing his YouTube account, and I support him being deplatformed in that sense. And contrast that to Andrew Tate, somebody who was Thanos snapped off of every single social media platform all around the same time. And Andrew Tate's not trying to find minors, you know what I'm saying? Andrew Tate's not creeping on them kids. Now, before I even talk about Andrew Tate, people always get a little tense when his name is brought up, so I just want to give you your chance to take your deep breath, you know, inhale, because we are going to be talking about Andrew Tate, so chill out for a second, and then I'm going to give you my actual take on Andrew Tate. I think Andrew Tate has some very funny clips, like, just straight up, that guy has some hilarious clips that you can find, but I don't look to the guy for life advice. I don't think that he's like a philosopher or anything like that. Yeah, he's an accomplished guy. He's like a world champion kickboxer 5 times or whatever he'll say. But I'm not like in the Hustlers University thing, or I don't really like watch interviews with this guy or anything. Like, the only reason that I really like am interested in this guy as a person is because everybody else seems to want to shut this guy down. You know, they want to cancel him. And so even though I don't find the guy to be all that entertaining, I want to keep the internet a free place where people can talk without fear of being canceled. So in order to stay consistent with my principles, I was hoping that he would get unbanned on Twitter when Elon took over, and he did. Actually, like yesterday, he got unbanned on Twitter. He's already got nearly 1 million followers, and, you know, that's cool. But we're not here to talk about him getting unbanned from Twitter, because that is very cool, but we're here to talk about a video that I saw recently, where people were asked what their opinions are on Andrew Tate, and these people don't just share opinions like, hey, I don't like him. They share some crazy things about, like, how they hope Andrew Tate, you know, I can't even say it. Just watch the video.
Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Yeah.
Do you like him?
No.
Why?
Why are you asking me that?
No, I just want to hear your opinion on it.
Okay, why?
Yeah, so why don't you like him?
Why are you asking?
Just wondering.
Okay.
Dude, if you don't like him, you gotta have a reason, I feel. You don't need a good reason. I mean, you know, preferably you have a good reason, but you don't need one. You gotta have, like, something, though. Like, you don't like him. Okay, a lot of people don't like him, but, like, nothing. Also, I love how she's like, why are you asking me this question? Why are you asking me this? Like, dude, do you do that whenever anybody asks you something remotely intellectual? The dude was curious. Like, is it a crime to be curious? Like, George did that. George was curious, and they gave him his own show. So, you know, being curious is a good thing. I'm just gonna tell you that, and you should usually engage with other people's curiosity.
She couldn't think of a lie.
That men can do all these things and women can't, and like men have to protect women. And
you think the women should protect the men?
I think that they can protect each other. I know plenty of women that are stronger than me.
Well, Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
Okay, so it's pretty clear the interviewer put that clip in to try to make the guy with the long hair look bad, and listen, like, even if you don't agree with what the guy with the long hair is saying, which I personally don't, you gotta at least give this guy credit for engaging with him, you know? He comes up to you, he asks you, what are your thoughts on Andrew Tate? And, you know, he actually engages with the conversation pretty, you know, respectfully, and I respect that. Now, I included that clip in the video as a direct contrast for what we are about to see, which is the greatest display of, like, disrespect, and just, like, the most foul behavior out of this next guy. Take a look at this.
Andrew Tate. Wait, I have one more question. Why don't you like him?
Because he's a fucking asshole.
Well, my question is, why don't you like him?
Because he's a misogynistic asshole who
Okay, define
literally
misogyny.
trafficked women.
He didn't, though.
He did, though.
No.
You're giving him way too much permission. Like,
He's my uncle. That's why.
well, you know, I hope he spends a lot of time in jail, and I hope he gets every day in the shower. Wonderful. You.
Dude, he's my uncle. You're not supposed to say that.
I'm gonna say this with 100% certainty. That is so much worse than anything that Andrew Tate has ever said. Saying that someone should go to jail for the rest of their life, and while they're in jail, get every day in the shower. Like, that is, like, I'm trying to find the words to, like, really explain how disgusting that is to say to somebody. Or about anybody. Like, forget Andrew Tate. Would you say that about anybody? And it's so insane to me how flipped this guy's worldview is, right? He thinks he's the good guy because, oh, in his eyes, Andrew Tate is a misogynistic asshole. If you hold that opinion about Andrew Tate for whatever reason, you dislike him because you think he's mean to women, right? You think that he's an asshole, you think that he's a big meanie. You know what's worse than being mean? I would say, like, saying to somebody that they should get R-worded. Like, that's way worse. And on top of all of that, like, the cherry on top is he only said that after this guy claimed Andrew Tate was his uncle. Now, obviously, Andrew Tate isn't his uncle, but, like, if this guy with a microphone randomly walks up to you and claims Andrew Tate is his uncle, and then you say something like that, like, bro, it just feels worse. Because now you made it personal, and it's not actually personal because he's not actually his uncle, but, like, if it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
Dude, he's my uncle. You're not supposed to say that.
Like, listen, the truth about this guy is he's definitely mad at the world, you know? The same reason that he said that to the interviewer is the same reason that he's putting on a skirt. You know, he's lashing out at the world. He's mad at the entire system of the world. Andrew Tate is a strong proponent of masculinity, and this guy seems to, you know, absolutely hate the idea of masculinity, as he hates Andrew Tate and wears skirts. So he's just, like, lashing out big time, you know? Like, if you're a dad and then this is your son, you lost. You lost the game of parenting, you know? Like, it's GG.
He treats women like trash.
How?
He literally is like the opposite of feminist.
So you think that he treats women like trash, and then your answer to how he does that is because he doesn't support feminism? First of all, implicit in your wording is that if you're not a feminist, you're inherently not good to women. Absolutely wrong. Not only are there plenty of women that don't identify as a feminist, but plenty of men, I would say most men who don't call themselves feminist, treat women perfectly fine, or they treat women great. And on top of all of that, feminism is a label that we use probably the most often in the United States, right? Like, a lot of people in the US call themselves feminists. Andrew Tate is from Romania. They don't use that label as much over there. Okay, and just to make a correction, I know Andrew Tate was born in the US, and I think he lived here for a bit, but where he lives now, and I believe where he's resided for quite a bit, is Romania, so just putting that out there.
Why are you
All been
advocating for him?
No, I'm just trying to spread the word of Andrew Tate.
Okay, so
He's my
you're
uncle.
trying he's your uncle?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Why?
because I don't like him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because I personally don't care a lot about, first of all, men. Sorry, it's just men. But
Please, dude, please make it more predictable. I don't like this guy because he's not a feminist. By the way, I don't like men in general. You are literally the kill all men feminazi stereotype. You are why feminists get a bad reputation. I am friends with some people who would call themselves feminists. You are the reason why your cause gets such a bad rep, because you behave like this. You literally go out there and publicly say, yeah, I don't care about men at all. Okay, so you don't care about men, that's great. So you shouldn't care about what I'm about to say, and that's the fact that you just look like a Roblox character, straight up. You can't complain about perceived sexism when you yourself openly admit to being sexist.
him and the
You
popularity.
think men are not needed?
Nah, not really.
Okay.
I mean, we've learned to procreate without men.
We've learned to procreate without men. Okay, first of all, who is we? Your ass was not doing the scientific research to try to make bone marrow babies, so don't act like we found a way to procreate without men. It was a bunch of lab coats doing some studies. Also, no, you haven't. These bone marrow babies, they live for 2 weeks of pain and then they die. That's how it goes.
So let's say you were about to get jumped. Would you go ahead and fight them, or would you rather have a man fight?
If it was a man like Andrew Tate, I would rather just get jumped.
But you know he's a 4-time world champ.
Yeah,
kickboxer.
I do know that.
Okay, so you wouldn't let him fight for you?
No.
You'd rather just get beat?
I'd get jumped.
Really?
Yep.
You hate him that much?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, you really stuck it to Andrew Tate by saying that you would get your ass beat. Like, what? How, like, petty do you have to be to basically just let yourself get beat up because you dislike somebody who isn't a feminist?
This is going to be the most crucial question you're going to get asked today. So think before you say anything, okay? Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Yes.
Do you like him?
No.
Why?
Because he fucking sucks.
Okay, that's not a reason. Do you have a reason why you don't like him?
He's a misogynist.
Define misogyny.
I'm not fucking doing this.
It can't be that hard to get a real reason. Like, you just say misogynist, and then he asks you, hey, like, give me an example, or what do you say, define misogyny, and you just leave. Like, I have sympathy for people that don't want to get interviewed, you know, in the middle of their school day or something like that. They don't want to be bothered. That's totally fair, and you don't have to be interviewed, but, like, instead of just being like, oh, I'm not effing doing this, and then being dramatic, picking up your latte, and then leaving, you could just be like, hey, can we cut the cameras? I don't want to do this. Like, you can be respectful. It's like this guy didn't do or say anything mean to you. He just asked your opinion on somebody and then asked for you to, like, clarify.
What's wrong? What happened? Most important question of the day.
Okay.
Do you know who Andrew Tate is?
Unfortunately.
Do you like him?
Why would I like him?
Why wouldn't you not like him?
He just does a lot of misogynistic things.
Like?
From what I've seen, it's just like women belong in the kitchen. And I'm not a woman belong in the kitchen type of girl.
Yeah, I could tell.
What's that supposed to mean?
I wanted to include that one to lighten the mood a little bit. I think that girl is sweet. Honestly, I think she's pretty cool. Like, this girl was able to respectfully give her opinion and then, like, laugh about it afterward. She was like, I'm not a woman belonging in the kitchen type of girl, and the guy's like, basically, I can tell, and then she's just laughing. Because it is funny. It's like, oh, you're a goth girl? You don't like Andrew Tate? Oh, no way. I wouldn't believe it. That's a W interaction, and I think that it should be like that more often.
Yeah. Oh my god.
You guys like him?
No. I can't stand Andrew Tate.
Why?
He's so annoying.
He's a what?
He's a beta.
A beta?
Yeah. He's not an alpha. He's a beta.
He's a beta?
He's the smallest of the small.
Okay, so why don't you like him?
He's like misogynistic and racist, and
He's not racist, though.
he's still misogynistic and think women are property. Do you like Andrew Tate?
Well, Andrew Tate is my cousin.
Really?
Yeah.
You can go yourself. I don't really care if he's your cousin or not. He's a horrible person.
You think he's right about that?
He's right about everything he says.
You're wild. You're wild.
Wild as
You're crazy. You're crazy, man.
I mean, he's my cousin, so I support him.
Really? That's you. You can
Y'all
support
locked
if you
in?
want to. Everyone has their own opinion.
This is going to him.
Really?
Hey, Andrew.
Fuck you.
So we're seeing some obvious trolling from the interviewer. He says, I agree with Andrew Tate on everything. Now, I feel like maybe there's like 1 or 2 people who literally think everything that Andrew Tate says is gospel and they agree with everything he says. So I'm like 90% sure this guy's trolling when he says he agrees with Andrew Tate on everything. But I kind of wish that he set himself up in these conversations to be more neutral, because I feel like that would enable people who hate Andrew Tate to, you know, maybe be able to get where he's coming from a bit more. But yeah, that's all that I really wanted to show on the video. The rest of it is kind of boring, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'm curious as to what your guys' thoughts are on this whole thing. So if you guys could leave a comment, I would seriously appreciate it. And follow my social medias. Links are all down below. I know you guys aren't like 5 years old, so I'm confused as to why none of you guys are following my Instagram. So go follow my Instagram. But yeah, with that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys all in the next one.